Good morning, everyone. It's January 1st, 2019. Horrifying videos show U.S. officials dragging, beating, throwing tiny migrant children like animals. This comes from Matt Argus at the Free Thought Project. Now, before I get started, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments by people who, oddly enough, will call themselves Christians and probably consider themselves decent, good people. I'm going to get comments like, so what, they're just being our children, or some shit like that. Now, Lord knows I'm not too crazy about these people and their culture. Specifically, their music and just their overall, well, let's just say that a lot of these people think your property is community property. They'll come over to your yard and they'll grab a shovel or whatever, and they'll take it and use it, and they just leave it sitting out in the open where you can see it. They don't even bother. So I have no love for most of these migrant people. However, these are children. These children have never done anything to a single one of us, a single American. At least nothing, worth that. And they may have ran their mouths about us. As a country, they may have ran their mouths about a lot of the people. But that does not justify what is being done to these children. I mean, just think. It's not too far out of the realm of possibility here that, say, I don't know, that San Andreas fault line finally produces the big one. Or how about the 3 super volcanoes that we have here in the United States? How about them erupting and the people of this country having to rush down into Mexico or one of these other countries and end up in the very same position, or our children, that these children are in. When you treat people like this, you open the door to people treating you like this. So, hold your bigot comments, because they are bigoted. Again, I don't care. I don't much care for these people, but I do care about children, and I don't fucking care what race these children are. Alright, so this happened in Youngstown, Arizona. Terrifying videos have been released this month showing the level of abuse endured by migrant children at the hands of government contractors. Children that appear to be no bigger than toddlers are dragged, beaten, and thrown around like animals. Although the videos were recorded in September, they have just been publicly released as part of the Freedom of Information Act request. The Arizona Arizona Republic obtained the videos from the Arizona Department of Health Services under State Public Records Law, or under a State Public Records Law. The videos were taken at the Southwest Key facility in Youngstown, Arizona, and involved multiple staffers and children at the facility. Shortly after the videos were recorded, Southwest Key shut down the facility in October, although it is not clear if the abuse prompted the facility's closing. As the Free Thought Project has reported, Southwest Key is a non-profit organization with a federal contract to run the detention facilities to house immigrant children who have been separated from their parents or arrived in the United States as unaccompanied minors. In June, we reported, the Free Thought Project, Southwest Keys Detention Facility in Brownsville, Texas, had denied entry to U.S. Senator Jeff Merkley. Then, in August, Southwest Keys showed up on our radar again for hiring numerous individuals who have already been convicted of molesting children, or now stand accused of sexually abusing the teens and children they were supposed to be protecting. The video below shows, at least in part, how much abuse these children endured due to these irresponsible hiring practices. Now, the video, unfortunately, will not play for some reason. And I did look it up on YouTube. Didn't come across it. I would have liked to have shared that with you, but I don't know what the deal is here with the Free Thought Project and their videos. So, as AZ Central reports, one surveillance video shows a male staffer dragging and pulling a boy into a room, then slapping him and pushing him against the wall. The staffer then recoils when it appears the child strikes him. The staffer then leaves the room, and the boy is seen retreating to a corner, then pounding on the window in a door to an adjacent room. The second video shows a female staffer hustling a child through a conference room, then dragging the child into an adjoining room because the child had lain down and tried to block the doorway with their legs. It is unclear from the edited video if the child is a boy or a girl. As that is happening, another staffer pulls a child with extended arms into the same room. All the while, workers doing other tasks in the conference room go about their business, with one seen adjusting her ponytail. A third video shows a disrupted classroom setting, but the exact actions are unclear from the blurry image. The state agency blurred the video to protect the privacy of the child or children depicted. Despite the horrific abuse seen in the videos below, none of the staff faced any criminal charges. Isn't that nice? The investigation determined that while physical force and restraint techniques were used against these minor children, these actions did not rise to the level of criminal charges. Sergeant Jacqueline Enriquez with the Maricopa or Copa County Sheriff's Office. I mean, people, the best thing you could do is stay where you're at. This country has turned into one giant prison. And you're coming here thinking you're going to have new economic opportunities. You come here thinking that you're going to achieve the American dream. But as George Carlin said, you have to be sleeping if you believe that shit. There is no American dream. Our people here are immoral, disgusting people, a lot of them, and they will hurt your children. Not all Americans are bad, obviously, but the ones getting your children are. While the abuse in the video above is certainly despicable, many of the children under the care of Southwest Key face far worse treatment. As the Free Thought Project reported in August, an HIV-positive man who was a youth worker responsible for caring for immigrant children in Phoenix was charged with sexually abusing at least 8 teenage boys detained over a one-year period between 2016 and 2017. Vivian Paccio was accused of performing sex acts on 2 boys who were 15 to 17 years of age at the time they were assaulted. According to Time, several of the boys have elected to be tested for the virus as a result. Unfortunately, Paccio, I think, is not the only Southwest Key employee arrested for taking advantage of the most vulnerable members of our society. Fernando Magaz Negrete, I can't believe I got that one so easily, was arrested in August, also in Maricopa County, and charged with abusing a 14-year-old immigrant girl. The girl's 16-year-old roommate told authorities she witnessed an encounter whereby Negrete is accused of kissing and fondling the girl. Surveillance video reportedly showed Migrant approaching the room several times throughout the night, although the entrance to the room was outside of the camera's view. So, again, if you're one of these immigrant people, or if you're even considering coming to the United States, I would urge you to take a second thought on that. And if you're by yourself and you want to take the risk of being detained and then living out the rest of your life in poverty, that's up to you, but you're better off probably where you're at, even though my country likes to hand out food stamps and welfare checks and all that. You're still better off where you're at. Some fucked up shit, man. And we just ignore these things. My fellow Americans. And take note that the names of the two people below were Mexican or Spanish or Latino. So, and I'm sure that there's lots of this stuff going on, and these poor kids, again, have done nothing to any of us. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day. I got a handful of videos to share with you today, so we'll see. The next one up is going to be watch man owns undercover cop trying to bust him for weed, sells him flowers instead of pot. Till next time, kill the state, live free.